Hi everyone, this is Laura with the Fitness Skinny. I'm going to take you through a basic mat flow using the Pilates Ring or magic circle. This doesn't mean easier, it's your Pilates fundamentals. So if you've never done Pilates or you've never used the magic circle, these exercises are for you. They're also a great review or a way to warm up or cool down before any or after any other type of workout. Start on all fours, knees under hips, hands stacked under your shoulders. Right arm is reaching forward, palm down on that circle. As you kick your left leg out, push down on that right palm, activating your right lat to squeeze that circle towards the mat, towards the ground. Feel your core light up to stabilize your hips. Do 10 on that side, and then switch for me. You're gonna do your right leg, left arm. Make sure your left shoulder is staying drawn away from your ear. Right before you move, pull up on your core. Try not to let your hips shift. Keep your nice back, low back, and the base of your hips stable like a table. If you were balancing something on your hips, like a glass, you wouldn't lose it as you extend that leg. Transfer to seated position, magic circle reaching forward, palms holding the pads of that circle. Modified roll-ups, you're gonna tuck your tail, scoop those abs, navel to spine, lead with your low back as you round down, feeling your core light up. Scoop and curl your spine back up to the top. What you're not able to see is I'm actually squeezing that circle on the way down. At the bottom, releasing that squeeze as I curl up. I'm gonna do 5 in that direction and then reverse, keeping my circle, my arms relaxed as I roll down, squeezing at the bottom, and then maintaining that squeeze as I curl and restack my spine back up. Do 5 in each direction. Feet stay relaxed, feet stay planted. Try not to grip with your hip flexors here. Use your core and your spine articulation to move you. When you hit 10, roll down onto your back. Place that magic circle in between opposite knee and arm. So I'm going to balance that circle on my right knee and in between my left palm, activating my arm and my knee, kind of lightly squeezing in towards the center of that circle. So my core is already engaged here. I'm going to extend opposite arm, opposite leg away from each other. So in this case, I'm reaching my left arm, my left leg and my right arm away from my midline, keeping my low back perfectly still, avoiding arching more. Once you hit 10 on that side, switch and give me 10 on the other side. Keep tension, opposite arm, opposite knee, on the side that's holding that circle in place. So you're lightly pushing into that palm and pushing against that knee. So you're already feeling that core fire, and then moving away from your center. Keep your low back perfectly still. Your hips still, your neck long, shoulders relaxed. Make sure you're adding your breath with every movement. After 10, transition this into what's called the hundreds. I'm going to use my magic circle in between my hands, the pulse, my beat, by squeezing my pecs into that circle. So I'm just going to pulse that circle in. Your breath is inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason why it's called the 100 is you're going to do 10 breaths just like that. Keep your pump going. Alternatively, if you wanted to transition that circle in between your ankles, you could do that. The most basic version of hundreds, keep your knees stacked above your hips in that tabletop position, or you could extend your legs straight, and the lower you take them to the ground, the harder the hundreds become. Make sure you're breathing. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale. When you hit 10, reach those arms back and go right into your roll-ups. I'm showing you the most advanced version of a roll-up with my legs extended, heels together, toes turned out, inner thighs wrapping. If it's hard to get off your mat, rolling up with your legs straight, try knees bent. Alternatively, you could have a little bend to your elbows, and then you would reach your arms forward first. You're not keeping those arms right next to your ears or biceps next to your ears. You can adjust where your arms are in space. Go to the level that accommodates you. Keep energy in your legs, heels reaching away from you. That will help to stabilize those legs. Aim for rolling up one vertebrae at a time and then peeling your spine down back onto your mat one vertebrae at a time. When you go down, you're leading with your low back, so the first thing to hit your mat should be that lower lumbar spine. When you come up, that's the last thing that should leave your mat. So you're trying to leave your low back on your mat as long as it can stay. Transitioning into what's called single leg circles. Again, I'm showing you the most advanced version with arms reaching to the sky. If you needed to drop your elbows for more stability, you could, or ditch your circle, bringing your arms to the ground. You can also bend that left leg as an anchor, planting your foot onto your mat. If you're feeling particularly tight in your legs, you're gonna take your circles, 6 in one direction, 6 in the other, timing it with your breath. Your inhale, starting your circle, exhale, finishing. Notice the leg I'm circling, I'm externally rotated slightly, so my heel's always staying in towards my midline. Think of it as a circle with your core. How much can you minimize movement in your hips, movement in your low back? Draw as big of a circle as you can make without letting anything change in your spine. Once you're done with those circles, can you roll up to a seated position? Carry this right into what's called rolling like a ball. You're balancing on your sits bones. Avoid having your feet or heels touch your mat at the top if you can help it. When you roll back, stop at your shoulders. Try not to roll onto your neck. Use your core to scoop and try to curl back up onto your sits bones. Using that circle in front of your shins makes this a little bit harder. It forces you to stay in a tighter ball. If you've never done rolling like a ball and these are really challenging, ditch that circle. Try a few without the circle. It makes it just a little easier. You're gonna float onto your back, pulling one knee to your chest, extending that opposite leg long. Circle reaches to the sky above your chest. Keep your back perfectly still, and you're gonna pull one knee in, extend that opposite leg out, switch. You're gonna time it with your breath. Inhale one side, exhale the other. The bigger you move those legs, the harder this becomes. How low can you get those heels without changing? And then you're gonna go right into double leg stretch. Your arms and legs reach away from your midline simultaneously, keeping your low back perfectly still. Inhale, reach those arms and legs away. Exhale, drive them in. All of these can be done with your head up or down. If you're having any neck tension, I'm showing you the most advanced version. Once you hit 8 of those, you're gonna roll up to a seated position and in with what's called spine stretch forward. If you're using your magic circle, one pad is placed onto your mat in between your legs. Start by drawing your waistline back. You're gonna pretend like you're rolling that spine down, leading with your waistline one vertebrae at a time, scooping those abs like you're pulling your belly button away from something. Maintain that scoop as you push down into your circle with your lat muscles. As that circle releases, restack your spine. Starting with your waistline, you're gonna get super tall, drawing your shoulders back. When you pull that waistline back, that initiates your chin nod. You're curling that spine down. After 6, that is your basic fundamentals with the circle. Find more Magic Circle intermediate and advanced classes on the Fitness Skinny. Thanks for joining.